and friends, welcome to the Joy of Stamping with Rachel. I'm Rachel Coon and it's Fun Fold Friday. Today we're going to be making a really fun vellum window card using a celebration stamp set called Berry Blessings and its matching Berry Delightful DSP. Go ahead and hold while I flip and we'll get started. All right, let me just get this nice and tight and we will be ready. So be sure to comment on today's live. You might be the lucky winner of the card. The card we're making today looks like this. I'm calling it a vellum window card because we created this little window on our card and you can see straight into the inside. It's really fun and cute and not as hard as one may seem. It has this great little strawberry on it. I am using a celebration item, which ends on February 28th. This is a $100 item. So if you were to order $100 worth of Stampin' Up, you would get this stamp set and the DSP for free during the month of February until the 28th, which is a great deal and super cute. It just happens to coincide with the strawberry builder punch, and that's what we use here for our strawberry today as well. All right, let me go ahead and get started and I'll show you what we're using. Here's our stamp set, the Berry Blessings, and I'm using, it has two stamp stepping techniques here. So we have the outline and then we have the color in for almost every single one. So we're using the stems and the leaves and then the berries right here for that. And also we've chosen the saying here, you always have a way of making my day. All right. So for this one, you're going to start off with your regular card base, which is that 5.5 by 8.5 scored at 4 1/4. And then what I've done is I've taken my two DSPs, which measure at 4 and 5 1/4, and I've ran them through my die cutting machine together with my stitch rectangle die, just like that. When you do this, you're going to want to have it so this will be the top, and then we want to make sure that they are facing the same way up because we want this to be on the inside. So to make them match, make sure that you have them facing both upright like that. The next part then, after I die cutted this out, I went ahead and I took one of these and I used it to frame my card. I lined it up. If you needed to use Post-it notes or something like that to help you, you totally could. And then you go ahead and put this onto your die cutting machine and run it through one more time. You are left with some extra pieces. So we have two of these DSPs left over, and you'll even have that green part just left over as well. Because I like to use my leftovers, I went ahead and made an extra bonus card with the scraps or leftovers. And all I did was added a base, and then I made one more rectangle die out of just that basic white, and I popped it up on dimensionals and stamped the inside. Super fun and easy, and a great way to use those shapes we just cut out. All right, so we'll set these aside. You can make another card later. And let me go ahead and show you what we do next for this one. So what we need to do is go ahead and glue this part to our front. I'm going to just use some liquid glue to help us move it around easily. And make sure you don't get too close to either edges, so more of the middle since we've made kind of like a frame here. Oh, thanks, Margine. Yes, a good way to use leftovers is to make a whole another card. So just like that, we'll put this one on, kind of smooth it out. Then what we need to do next is grab our vellum. And for your vellum, you want it to be a little bit smaller. So I just cut it 1/4 of an inch less than what my DSP was. So you can kind of see how it has that outline right here. So this is measuring at 5 by 3 3/4. Let's go ahead and glue this part on, and we need to attach it to this side on here though. And you can either use your liquid glue for this one, or you can use your Seal or Seal Plus. I'm going to go ahead and use my Stamping Seal Plus today to make this window. I'm just going to go all around it like that on each side. Oh, hold on. There we go. And this is what will create that awesome window for us. And it also will hide the ends so you don't see where, so it doesn't look like it's unfinished at all. So we're going to go back over that vellum we just did and add our adhesive like that. Now when you come over here and match it up to our rectangle on this side, you want to kind of hold it. I should have used probably my liquid glue on this one. Let's see how well I can line this up, my window, without being, there we go. That looks pretty good. All right. So we've created that awesome window now, just like that. I'm going to grab my bone folder. Usually I wait to do that to the very end, but we're going to have that ready to go for us so it can be see through this window for our next part. We're going to go ahead and grab some basic white and finish our stamping on this part. This is a 4 by 5 1/4, just that same size as our DSP. And let me give you a couple of tips of how we're going to use this one. First, let me grab my foam. And grab this, because we're using photopolymer, we're just going to carefully just sneak it underneath our grid paper, just like that. Then we're going to grab our stem, this one, and our garden green ink. And we're going to ink this up and put it in that corner. Let me get that on camera so you can see better, sorry. Just tap it on there like that. And looks like it's on there pretty good. And we're going to line it up to this corner right here. Right about there. So it just looks like it's coming out. Awesome. All right, for the next part, let me show you my trick for this one. We're going to grab out that color in image right here. Because these are photopolymer, they are a little bit more bendy than our rubber ones. And so when I went to go stamp one together, it didn't line up so nicely. So my tip is to help you with your alignment is we're going to stick it right over the one we just stamped, just like that, and make it look like it's going to color it in. Get it all nice lined up. And these ones don't actually line up perfectly. So when you do it, don't worry if it looks a little like it's outside the lines. It's supposed to look kind of artistic that way. But you're going to grab your clear block, and now I'm going to pick it up right where it is, just like that. So I'll know that'll be right where I need it to be. And now the tricky part is just making sure I can line it up carefully by going over the outline and pressing down. Ooh, that turned out great. Awesome. Okay, the next part. We are going to do some masking today. So this little piece right here is a Post-it note that I've stamped on here, and then I've used my scissors and I've cut it out. I want this to go ahead and cover up that image we just stamped. That leaf here, and covering up that stem a little bit. Make sure you get it on there nice and flush. I'm using a Post-it note holder, that has adhesive all over. And so it should be sticky still. And you can use this a couple times before it loses its sticky powers. Okay, that looks pretty good. Let's go ahead and grab our rich raspberry ink. Actually, let's close this one first. And I love raspberries. So I grew up loving raspberries and picking them at my grandma's house. So I thought this would be really fun to make raspberries, but the raspberries are a little bit bigger than they need to be in order to be part of the stem. So we're going to go ahead and ink it up first in this, the outline first. And we're just going to put it right about there. Like that. And we'll do the same thing to the other side. Right about there. And we'll grab the color in part. If you wanted to make it look more two-tone, you could stamp off. But if you look at this ink, it kind of has that already double colored look to it. So when I go ahead and ink it on here, it already gives the look of different shades. Isn't that awesome? All right, it's looking pretty good. Line that up, press down. Awesome. Oh, you can see my fingers have been inky, so I'm getting a little bit of purple smudges there, but that's okay. We'll just have some extra love to this card. All right, let's go ahead and grab our stain while we have this color out, and we will also ink that up and put that about in the middle. We want them to be able to see this through the window. There we go. Okay, let's put away my ink before I make any more messes. And let's grab this part and let's take off our mask. Oh, awesome. That looks so nice. See how it looks like they're just growing out of there now. Love that. All right, all we have to do is now add this to our window. I'm going to kind of look at it real quick, make sure it looks like it lines up just right. Love it. Okay, let's go ahead and add just a little bit of adhesive to the back of this. We don't need too much when we're using the Seal Plus. I'm just going to do my corners and one in the middle. That's a little bit extra stronger adhesive. A little bit goes a long way. We'll place it down. And there we go. We've created that awesome window. The last part to this card, so I'm glad we didn't forget, is our little strawberry that we're going to put in this corner. I've also used the Very Delightful DSP, which is that sale-a-bration paper. Let me show you. So this is what it looks like. I've cut out some of this paper. If you look on the other side of it, you'll see some more pretty strawberries. But one side looks like the actual strawberry itself. So I've punched that out, and I've punched out a garden green stem. What we're going to do is just add a little bit of glue to the top of that strawberry. We'll add our stem, and then we just want to pop it up in that corner by using a dimensional. We'll flip that over. And we want to try to put our dimensional, actually, I'm going to add it to this corner and not the actual fruit, because I don't want you to see the dimensional through the window. So peel that off, and we'll add the strawberry, just like that. Super cute. There it is. I hope you guys have enjoyed learning how to make this card and an extra couple little tips today. Hope you guys have a great weekend. Happy stamping, everyone. Goodbye.